If you've ever walked into a store with no plans to buy anything and you walked out of the store with a cart full of stuff that you weren't planning on buying, then this video is for you. Today, we're going to talk about impulse buying, why it happens, and most importantly, how to stop it. So the first thing we need to do to tackle this problem is to find out the triggers. What's triggering you to impulse buy? So why do you impulse buy? Why does that happen? Why is that a thing that humans do? Why does it make sense logically that you don't need something, but yet you spend your hard-earned money on it and buy it? And it might sit in your car for weeks before you do anything with it. You may never use it. It's really a fascinating thing to think about. So the reason that people impulse buy is that they're bored, that they're happy, that they're sad. It all evolves around emotions. It's that emotional feel of when you see something and you're just like, man, I just have to have it, even though it's not something that you were planning on buying. So what's another reason why you impulse buy, why people impulse buy? Well, it's marketing materials. It's somebody that's doing the marketing for that company that's doing a really good job. They'll have 60% off, but if you've ever noticed, like Black Friday is a great example of these. There's things you can download on your computer that will track the prices of things across certain platforms. So for example, you have Amazon. You're able to track the price of something. If you check the price like a week before Black Friday, it's probably going to be, let's say, $30 for whatever the item is. Black Friday hits, it's now $35, but it shows that it's $60, but they've cut the price in half. So you're now getting something at 50% off, when in reality, you're actually paying the same, if not more, than you would have if you bought it the week before, only because of the way the marketing is set up to lead you to believe that you're getting 50% off, when in reality, you're not. Another reason is because of convenience and accessibility. So what does that mean? So that means you're walking down the store and you look at those nice glass windows for the store that you're looking at, and you see this nice shiny dress that has the light sparkling on it perfectly, and you're just like, man, I have to get it. You walk in and they're like, yeah, we have it in any size and everything that you want, you can have. And then you buy it and you're like, man, that was quick. Or let's say you're an online shopper. Well, another perfect example of this is you have your credit card saved, so you don't even have to get off the couch to buy that new pair of shoes that you don't really need. Businesses make it so easy for you to spend money with them. It's really crazy. Social influence is another way that they get you to impulse buy stuff. So let's say you're seeing an influencer that you really like. Like, man, I just bought these new earrings. They're so cool. If you want to be cool, you have to get them. And then you're like, oh, wow, that was really cool. I almost bought it, but I'm like, no. Then you're like walking around the store and you notice everyone's wearing these earrings and you're just like, I have to have it. First step to stopping impulse buying is to recognize what causes it. So now that I've talked about a few of the main things that really cause people to impulse buy stuff, now let's talk about how you can stop it. So the way to stop impulse buying is when you go into a store, have a shopping list before you go in and stick to it. Now, this isn't just for groceries. This can be if you're going to Kohl's and you need a sweater, or you need shoes, or you need a new pair of earrings. Write that down. If you have 3 things on your list, do not walk out of there with any more than those 3 things. So when you have a list and you stick to it, don't deviate. When you stick to that list, you're not going to impulse buy anything. The next thing is use the 72-hour rule. So most people, when it comes to impulse buying, people are impulse buying stuff the second that they see it, within minutes. You're walking by a store and you see that nice dress in the storefront. You're like, I have to have it, and you buy it. Or you're just browsing Facebook and one of the ads that pops up is this new shiny remote controlled car that you're like, man, I've always wanted one of those. And it's scary how good the ads are to exactly what it is you want. Sometimes ads will pop up for things that like I haven't even like talked about, but that I secretly want. So that's one thing that you have to watch out for. If you wait 72 hours before making that purchase, just hold off on it. Now, in some videos I've talked about waiting 30 days. That's really for major purchases like cars or something like that. But if it's something small, I'd say wait 72 hours. Should be long enough for your emotions to really leave the equation and for you to be like, do I really want that? Because when you find a product that you see and you immediately want, the chances are you don't really want that product. You don't need it. You just see it advertised really well and you're just like, oh, I could use that, but I don't need it. So wait 72 hours and then more than likely you're gonna be like, that's not worth my money. Another way to help with impulse buying is to unsubscribe from marketing emails. Now, but you know, what if you're like, oh man, I love Sephora. Like I love all their stuff. And I love when I see a good sale, when I see they're offering 50% off, I just have to get it. It's not really 50% off. Chances are you can buy that for the same price on another day. They jack up the prices and they make it look like it's a really good sale. It's usually not as good as the marketing material makes it out to be. Go ahead and unsubscribe. You don't need emails popping up in your face every 10 seconds. Buy this, buy that. The more you buy, the more you save. No, the more you don't buy, the more you save. Like it doesn't make sense to me. Like I've seen commercials like that growing up where it's like, the more you buy, the more you save. And I'm just like, if I don't buy anything, I've just saved a butt ton of money. So I don't get it. I really don't. So go ahead and unsubscribe from all those emails that you're getting, even if they're from your favorite companies. So this one will actually be an easy thing to do. What you want to do is go ahead and delete all your saved credit card information on Amazon and any other platform that you buy stuff on online. That way when you're laying in bed, shopping late at night or just scrolling TikTok or whatever, and you see something that you're like, ooh, I really want that. But then you're like, my wallet or credit card is all the way over there. I don't want to get out of bed to get it. I mean, that's your first sign that whatever it is you're trying to buy, you don't need. Now, if you jump out of bed and run over to your credit card, I'd say still wait 72 hours to decide if that's something you really need. So that's what you should do. Delete any saved credit card information that you have. That way, it adds that extra layer of what you actually have to do. Like I need to get up, I have to get my credit card out, I have to read the numbers off. Like that adds an extra layer of like resistance to keep you from impulse buying, because there's been times where I wanted something, but I was like, I'm not getting out of bed. And I saved money because I didn't buy it because I was too lazy. So here's something else that you can do that this uses psychology, which is really cool. I'm a huge fan of psychology and everything about it. So what you can do when you buy stuff, use cash. Don't use your credit cards. Now, you might be thinking, okay, but I rack up reward points on my credit card, so in a way I'm getting a discount on everything I buy. Why would I want to just buy stuff in cash? Well, the thought process is this. When you buy something with cash, you physically have it and you're giving it away to somebody in exchange for a good. Like you are physically taking that money and it is leaving your hands. Whereas when you have a credit card, swipe, 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 you still have the credit card. Nothing feels like it's happened. It doesn't feel like you've lost that money. But if you pay in cash for stuff, you're gonna start realizing quick how much money you're actually spending, and it will really deter you from spending that money because you are physically giving something away. Whereas with a credit card, the mentality is, oh, I'm just gonna swipe it, and it doesn't feel like it's my money that I'm giving away. Whereas if you pay for it in cash, that's exactly what's happening. So another thing to do is to avoid spending money on entertainment. There are plenty of free or low-cost things that you can do that don't cost any money. So that's something that you should just keep in mind, that there's parks that you can go to. I'm at one right now to film this video. It didn't cost me anything. Now, I do live in North Carolina. South Carolina, you have to pay to go to their parks. So not a fan of that. But go to a park. Like, there's a place in Charlotte, the Mint Museum. It's free every Wednesday from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. Doesn't cost a penny. Like, that's my kind of entertainment right there. And it's a nice museum too. So look for things that you can do where you can get free or low-cost entertainment. It keeps you from impulse spending on, hey, let's go to the movies, or let's go do this, or let's go do that. Like, look for stuff that's free to occupy your time. Stopping impulse buying isn't just as simple as saying no. You need to create financial goals for yourself on how to manage your money. So how do you do that, you might ask? Well, there's plenty of apps out there. The one I currently use is Empower. That's an app that I use where I keep all the information from all the banks, 401ks, stock accounts, all that kind of stuff. It's in one place for me to see. So budget and start tracking and get a good understanding of see where every dollar is going. One thing to note is, just because you are trying to stop impulse buying doesn't mean that you can't treat yourself every now and then. It's important to treat yourself every now and then, especially if you're doing well with stopping impulse buying. So it's not something to be looked at as, oh, I can't spend money on having fun anymore. I'm just gonna have a boring life and nothing's gonna go my way. It's not like that. You can still reward yourself with small rewards for doing well with not impulse buying. It's not all doom and gloom. You can still have fun with it. I truly hope that you will follow some of these tips on how to stop impulse buying. If you do, please come back here a month from now, save this video, come back a month from now, leave a comment, let me know, be like, hey, this really worked for me. Or maybe, hey, it didn't. I tried it and I'm still impulse buying. I'm still doing a lot of stuff that I shouldn't. Please help me, let me know what to do. But let me know either way. These are some great ways to recognize why you are impulse buying and steps to take to avoid continuing impulse buying. And another thing, if you have stayed to the very end of this video, thank you. I will reward you with something that I have found super helpful with helping me with impulse buying. And that is, if I'm in the store and I see something like let's say it's a statue, a small statue, and I'm like, ooh, that's really cool, I love that. It's a statue of this truck or something like that. This is what I say to myself. Where is this going in my house? Is this going, where is this going? And then I'll think about it and I'm like, well, I could put it over here. I could put it in the bathroom. No space there. Oh, I know, I can put it in the living room. No, maybe the back patio. No, that'd be weird. And then I'm like, I don't really have space for this. So then I don't buy it. So whenever you're about to buy something that isn't something that you need, just think about where in your house are you going to put it. Don't say, I'm going to buy this and then find a spot. Find a spot mentally in your head, in your house, that you plan on putting something. And if you can't find a spot for it, you don't need it. That's all I got for you today. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.